When it comes to health and fitness, do you feel like you are the captain of your ship? Or does it oftentimes feel like there are some pirates taking charge and you feel like you're steered off course time and time again? Well, this is kind of the topic of today's episode. I'm super excited. We have our very special guest, Olga Geisler, back on the show. We're going to be talking about our subconscious mind and our conscious mind and how they have a tendency to be in conflict all the time if we're not managing and understanding what's fully going on. So if you feel like your mind is steering you in the direction that's not taking you where you want to go over and over again, this episode is for you. Let's get into it. Hello, Olga. Welcome back to the show. What an honor, what a privilege, as always, to have you back. You are one of our Rock That Fitness members' favorite. I don't know if you know this, but you're one of our favorite special guests when you come onto the podcast. So welcome back.
Oh, thank you so much, Anna. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be
Yes,
here.
I am too. It's been a little bit since we had you last time. We've had several conversations about alcohol, and
Yes.
we're going to totally do something a little different today. It's not going to be about alcohol. It could be, but it's not. But I wanted to bring you on the podcast because not too long ago, you and I, when you came to visit with your husband and we were walking along the beach, we had some great conversations. Every time we get together, we have some amazing, very, very powerful, impactful conversations around mindset and changing our behaviors and our
Mhm.
actions and just changing the patterns of what we think so that we can have a more fulfilled life in the things that we truly want to do. And so we talked, on the beach, and we had some great conversations. So since then, we've had more conversations. We decided, you know what? Because of the things that you've been doing in the hospital and helping other nurses in their own profession and handling their lives and conducting themselves in more improved ways for their life, and things have been so great, and you've been sharing that with me, and I loved that, and you inspired me to have you come back and discuss these things. So I believe we're planning on doing a two-part for this,
Mhm.
and today we're going to cover having to do with why the heck are women not doing what they say they want to do. And I'm not pointing the
Mhm.
finger at anybody, because it happens to all of us when we're not aware of what's happening. And so anyway, that's what we're going to be talking about today. But I wanted to first say, Olga, please introduce yourself. Give us a little brief history. Who are you? What do you do? That way, anybody who's new to the podcast can know. And I want to hear it from you.
Oh, yes. Thank you. My name is Olga Geisler, and I am a nurse, and I'm also a nurse coach. I love helping women get out of that cycle of drinking alcohol and feeling stuck in their lives. Finding way out of that cycle is so powerful that I am really passionate about it. But I also just love helping women figure it out and get unstuck with whatever
Yeah.
habits that really bothering them.
Yeah. Like, what is disempowering us? That kind of
Yes,
stuff. Where we
exactly.
end up in a trap. We're trying and we're working really hard to do something that we want to change. And then something happens, and suddenly we find ourselves in these disempowering behaviors once again. That kind of a thing, right? It
Yes.
doesn't matter. It could be alcohol, it could be drugs, it could be overeating, it could be scrolling stop online, whatever it is. This is disempowering us. And so, from your perspective, why do you believe that so many women, they know what they want, but they
Mhm.
still struggle to take consistent action towards it? We're talking about, why are they struggling to stay consistent?
Yes, Anna. I am going to share this amazing, wonderful information today. I hope you really lean in and listen to it, and maybe listen
Yeah.
to it a couple of times today,
Yeah.
because this information changed everything for me. I have read over 200 books on personal development, mindset, addiction, habits, And one way to explain our mind, how the human mind works, I think it's very powerful. So stay with me. Imagine your mind as a ship. And let's just be honest, my ship is more like a pirate ship. Okay, there's pirates, like crew, and
Yeah.
there is the captain, Olga, who is her best self, right? And when you look at this dynamic, the crew is our subconscious mind. Subconscious mind, like the pirates, they are doing everything for the ship. They are cleaning it. They are doing all kinds of invisible tasks, like in human body would be breathing, your heart rate, your hormone regulation, all of the things, right? Like I don't have to think, like, let's take a deep breath in and out. It happens without my knowledge, without my conscious mind, my captain directing it. I can take that control for a little bit, but then
Mhm.
the pirates, the crew will take over, right?
Okay, so you're talking about the difference between the conscious mind being the captain of the
Yes.
ship. That's what's the conscious, and then the subconscious mind being these pirates that are running things in the background. Things are happening
Yes.
that are
Yes.
not even they're kind of invisible, basically.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. So, and biggest characteristics of the pirates, they are emotional, judgmental, very sensitive. They take everything personally
Mm,
and they resistant to change. Okay?
this is
So
great.
that's your subconscious mind. I
Those are all
want
the
you to,
pirates.
I want you
It's
to
like the inner
imagine
critic. When we talk about
all
the
of that.
inner critic, all the inner
Yes.
critic, the mean girl that we don't know is
Mhm.
on the inside,
Yes.
talk the negative self-talk. These are all the
Yes.
pirates.
Yes.
Okay.
Judge Judy, because we all swallowed one. She is always there judging everyone around and
Everything.
us, right?
Yes.
So I want you to imagine those pirates, right? Emotional,
Are these
sensitive.
pirates, yeah, they're sensitive, they
Yes.
think they know it all?
Yes.
Ooh.
And then you have your captain, okay?
Yeah.
When you think about Olga as a captain, she's standing up straight. She knows exactly where she wants to go. She knows that she wants to exercise. She wants to eat healthy. She wants to wake up in the morning early. She wants to make good choices and be successful in life. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
So, 4 years ago, I did not know any of this information. I did not know about my pirates or my captain.
Okay.
And my relationship between my captain and my pirates was very just dysfunctional. Okay? One
Mhm.
day I would be gaining weight, and as a captain I would say, "That's it, no more. I am not eating this, I'm not eating that, I'm not going out. I am eating salads and going to bed early and I'm waking up early. That's it." Okay, and imagine my
Okay.
pirates, they're like listening to that. Then 4 or 5 p.m. comes around and I'm opening the fridge and I'm starving because I don't really have a plan. I just know
Mhm.
what I don't want, right? And I see, I don't know, leftover Chinese food. And next thing I know, I gobbled all of it.
You and your Chinese food.
Okay, I drink wine with it
Yeah.
without even thinking. Like I need it, I want
Yes.
it. That's it.
There's no thought to it.
And then next thing I know, I'm sitting there with an empty plate, an empty glass, saying, "Oh my God, I did this again. What is
You're
happening?"
yeah.
So, and there's a lot of judgment would come at me, and I would feel bad. And what happens next? I'm drinking more wine, eating more Chinese food or cookies or you name it, I would eat it, right? So, this is the dynamic that I'm hearing from a lot of people.
Mhm. Is this what you're calling, this would be the Discord, the
Yes.
yeah,
There's lack of rapport between the conscious mind and subconscious mind. There's
dissonance. That
it's
cognitive
a
dissonance is what I
cognitive
was thinking of.
dissonance.
Right.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
cognitive dissonance. So imagine if you had a manager that would tell you, okay, Anna, we're going to lose weight. We are not going to eat cookies. We're going to eat healthy. And
Right.
then in a little bit, like maybe an hour later, the manager says, oh, it's okay, just have one. That's okay,
Yeah.
have one.
Mhm.
You deserve it. So as you eating the cookie, that manager says, oh my God, you have no self control. What kind of irresponsible person are you?
Yeah.
Right? So, no wonder why my crew, my pirates, they could not trust my captain because there was no clear direction, there was no consistency, there was no respect between the two.
Mhm.
And there was so much judgment, so much, my inner critic was always yelling, and I was always frustrated. So, this is the dynamic that I see in so many people, me included. I was clueless. I did not know what's going on. And I did not know, I heard consistency over intensity, but I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah. That's a
So,
good point because we hear this consistency going on over and over, but it's part of the problem in terms of talking about this, explaining what that really means because consistency is like the captain being mad at the whole crew for not being consistent, but they don't even understand what does that mean.
yes. And the thing is, most of our lives, we are using our subconscious mind. Day to day, our pirates running the show. Okay. So if the pirates don't respect the captain, there's no relationship, they will be sabotaging any effort in any direction, especially if that direction and the tone is very critical. Okay. So, and the other thing is, your subconscious mind cannot hear negative. If I say, I don't want to be fat anymore, my subconscious will hear, Olga wants to be fat and will be choosing unhealthy foods. So, for example, let me demonstrate something. If you want to, if you're not driving right now, if you would close your eyes for a second and imagine, I want to give you directions, okay? So, don't imagine Taylor Swift. Don't imagine Taylor Swift on the stage in her shiny boots, and don't imagine the crowd that's
Right.
yelling her name. Right? So, what did you
Right.
do? You saw all of those things that I told you not to
Yeah.
because your subconscious cannot process negatives. This is concept that
When
I
you say negatives, you mean to do not
do
do.
not.
When you those words, do not do,
Yes.
and then it just happens.
Yes.
Okay.
The captain, your conscious brain, when you're talking to yourself, say what you want. Most of us do the opposite. I don't want to be fat. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. So say what you want. Have
Yes.
clear goal.
Rather than saying what you don't want.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. It kills me when I ask someone, "Hey, how you doing?" Not bad. Oof.
Yeah.
Subconscious hears,
It's a
"I'm doing bad."
yes. Yes. I believe in that. I believe in transformative language. It's very powerful. I agree. Or
Yeah.
people saying when I have asked women
Mhm.
what is your goal with health and fitness, and when someone starts talking about all the things they don't want, well, I don't want to be fat anymore. I don't want to
Yes.
have high cholesterol. I don't want to be
Mhm.
like my mother because
Yes.
she is overweight, unhealthy, she has
Mhm.
heart issues, she cannot walk around like, well, this is not helpful for becoming who we want to become. So this
Yes.
is very valid. A lot of women think that way. They think that if they just keep on focusing on the negative things they don't want, that's going to be helpful to where they want to go. But it
Yes.
isn't, is what you're telling us.
It is not. It's actually doing the opposite. And no one teaches any of that to us, right? Like we
Right.
did
Not
not,
growing up. Like it's not like your parents are telling you this.
yeah, they did not know. It's blind leading blind and we're all winging it. But human mind is amazing, wonderful computer and it has specific instructions. Like we need to understand our mind and understand those subconscious mind and conscious mind and build that rapport between them so they have a good relationship and they're on
Yeah.
the same page to stop that self-sabotage and stop saying things, I don't want to be fat anymore, and next thing I know I'm eating donuts and wondering what is wrong with me. Well, nothing is wrong with me. Like, I just don't understand my mind.
So what's
That's what's
happening
wrong.
with that? Like when you say this sabotaging,
Hmm.
which I kind of have a different take on this, and we can talk about that too,
Yeah.
because I've had a different thought having to do with self sabotage, and I'll share with that too. But and we'll use that. What are some common subconscious beliefs or
Hmm.
stories that
Yeah.
you see that women carry and sabotage their progress? Can
Yes.
you give us some examples?
Totally. Well, number one is how I describe myself. If I describe myself as someone who is not decisive, I used to say that all the time. I'm so
Mm,
indecisive. I don't really know what I want. I'm always going to be overweight, at least a little bit, because I don't have any self control. I love Chinese food and red wine and chocolate.
mm-hmm.
Those words used to come out of my mouth quite a bit. And I used to
Okay.
believe that with everything I had. So if the captain believes that, the pirates, your crew, will deliver that. So how you want to be very careful of what you add after I am just someone who.
Mm-hmm.
Very careful because whatever you say there will be the truth.
That's great. Or I can't,
Yes.
whatever it is, fill
I
in the blank. That is so interesting because
Mhm.
years ago I learned not to say I can't anymore, regardless of what it was. And I didn't even think about this. Like I
Yeah.
remember thinking, I am not going to say I can't do anything anymore. I'm either going to say
Mhm.
I don't want to,
Mhm.
or I'm going to say I just don't know how yet.
Yes. Yes.
you know, I kind of came up with my own instead of saying can't because that's so disempowering.
Yes.
Yeah, those are great subconscious beliefs and stories
Yeah.
that sabotage the progress.
Mhm.
Do you want to hear this idea about sabotage,
Yes,
self-sabotage?
please. Yeah.
Since we're talking about the mind and what, I love because inside of Rock That Fitness our three pillars are nutrition, fitness and mindset, and
Mhm.
that's the really really the biggest thing because I believe that once we can actually control and change our thought processes,
Mhm.
we will have what we need to actually have success in the things that we want to have success with improving our health and our fitness. So mindset, this is beautiful. But
Yes.
when it comes to self-sabotage, I think of it like this. Actually, I think about the subconscious mind is programmed on a primitive level, like
Yeah.
we are primitive, and the
Yes.
brain is simply that subconscious mind is built
Yes.
to protect us and
Mhm.
keep us safe from
Mhm.
harm and safe from death and safe from pain.
Yeah.
And so when I think about sabotage, our we are not built to sabotage ourselves. We are actually
Mm.
built to protect ourselves.
Yes.
And so it's not necessarily self-sabotage.
Mhm.
It's just self-preservation,
It
staying
is.
safe.
Mhm. I
S-
agree.
And so safe sometimes means continuing with what we know instead of what is uncertain.
Yes. Yes,
The
exactly.
uncertain is freaking scary, and so
Yes.
we'll stay safe. The yeah. So anyway, that's what I think about when I think about
Totally.
self-sabotage is like we're not. Like, it's kind of like we can release ourselves from feeling guilt and shame over self-sabotage, because
Mhm.
when we understand it's just the brain, the crew, that's just trying to protect us and keep us safe.
Mhm.
They have great intentions. Your
Great
subconscious
intention.
mind has a wonderful intention to keep you
Yes.
safe and protect
Mhm.
you. But now we have to have this relationship with the captain who's really needs to be in charge, right?
Yes. Yes, exactly. The thing
So,
is, most of us don't know about the captain, and we don't know how to engage the captain and build that relationship. And I totally agree with you that our subconscious mind, our crew, is absolutely wonderful if we understand what they do for us and why they see change, anything new whatsoever. I don't care what it is, how little
anything.
it is unsafe. And
It's
I will
uncomfortable,
resist
painful.
and I will say no. Just imagine office full of people and the manager comes out and says, okay, we are going to do it this way now, and doesn't even explain why we're going to do it this way. What are you going to have? Same thing that happens in your mind: resistance, resistance, resistance. We're not doing it. This is hard. I don't
Mutiny on the
like it.
bounty.
And why are they doing this? Because what we have right now is working. Maybe it's not working optimally, but the captain or the manager is not explaining why we're doing it and
Yeah.
what is the why behind the why, and really getting the subconscious mind on the same page and listening to their concerns. So when I
Hmm.
feel resistance, I want to really check in with my subconscious mind. And I do that quite a bit. Like,
Hmm.
I would
Oh, sure.
ask, what is
Yes.
it? Why do I have that pit in my stomach?
Yeah.
And
This is and this is important because it's fueled by emotions and
yes.
feelings. And this is the part where,
Mm-hmm.
when I'm talking to my clients and trying to help them understand
Mm-hmm.
that you can read an affirmation or 100 affirmations every single day,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not going to make any changes to your subconscious mind. Nothing changes. You're like, why isn't this changing? I'm reading this every single day.
Yeah.
It's not changing because we haven't connected the emotions and the feelings behind it. The why. We
Yes.
just like, what's the why?
Yes.
And I want to get into this, like, how can we do that? But
Mm-hmm.
I had some other questions here. I just want to make sure that we cover.
Yeah,
And I think it also plays a role into what we're talking about.
totally.
Um, so what we talked about was like, what role does the subconscious mind play in keeping women stuck in old patterns, even
Mhm.
when they know better? So when we say something like that, why do we say we want to do something, but then we try doing it and we might take some
Mhm.
action,
Yeah.
but eventually we end up not doing what we said we're going to do, even though we
Yes.
know better. So I'm going to do this because I know better is the captain. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. But we stay stuck in old patterns because
Mhm.
the captain does not have a very clear communication to
Mhm.
with the crew, right? And
Yes.
I think that this is the filter
Mhm.
that we have to understand if we want to make real changes with our subconscious mind, because we
Mm.
can correct me,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
We can train our crew.
Yeah.
This is what I say whenever I'm saying, like, hey girl, it's not your fault. You
Mhm.
didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
You simply have been programmed
Mhm.
a certain way.
Mhm.
However, once you start understanding and your eyes are open to seeing how you're programmed, how your crew is working,
Yeah.
you can rewire your
Yeah.
brain. You can
Yes.
rewire your thoughts and the patterns and what you're doing. You can rewire that. It's the same thing, right?
Yes.
Once the captain understands what's happening, the captain
Mhm.
can learn how to communicate better
Yes.
with
So,
the crew.
yes, first you want to do those small steps, right? You don't want huge change. You don't want to overhaul the whole ship. You want to explain why. Why do I want to lose weight? Why is it important to me? Why do I want to lose fat and be more fit? And really
Mhm.
have a clear understanding. And then also, when I am talking to my crew who doesn't trust me at this point, because there was has not been consistency in my communication, right? They're looking at me like, oh, we're doing this again. Oh my God. they're rolling their eyes, they're very
Mm-hmm.
emotional, right? Taking deep breaths, listening to their concerns. Why am I feeling this way? Right?
Yeah.
And
That's the key.
that's the key, really
This is the
listening,
key. It's like
connecting.
understanding the connection between our
Hmm.
thoughts, our beliefs, our stories, all of
Yes,
that, and
yes.
how it creates emotions and feelings. And
Hmm.
based on those emotions and feelings is how we end up acting or behaving or carrying out whatever we end up doing.
Yes.
But
So,
the key to this is what?
yes,
Becoming aware.
the key to the whole thing is curiosity.
Uh-huh.
And
Yes.
let me explain. I want you to imagine like a triangle, okay? And the bottom of the triangle is your subconscious mind. And what's very fascinating is you receive information from the outside world through your senses, through your sense of vision, your hearing, your touch, your taste and smell. And also there's a filter of all of your memories because your subconscious stores all of your memories. So if you imagine on the bottom of the triangle all of your senses, information is coming in, it's always going to subconscious first, always.
Always.
And what do we know about subconscious? Emotional, taking everything personally, judgmental. Okay, Judge Judy is there rolling her
Yeah.
eyes. This is automatic. You
When
have
you say the
no control over
triangle,
that.
you're saying like the
The
foundation of,
foundation,
if you're
the
thinking of like a
bottom.
pyramid, the
Yes,
bottom section,
bottom section.
or like an iceberg. It's
Yes,
all below
yes,
the water and we
yes,
just see the tip at the top. Okay.
yes, like an iceberg. Yes, iceberg
Yes.
or that just triangle. So the sensory information is coming in, go into subconscious mind that roll in their eyes, all emotionally, maybe crying. I don't know. Whatever feelings that you're having about the situation. And then you can stay in subconscious mind. And most people actually stay in subconscious mind. They're living in subconscious
Living
mind.
there. That's what I
They
call
are
being,
not even going into conscious, which is your
yeah.
top of pyramid. And they're staying there taking all the stimulus outside of them, personally like emotional, personal, judgmental. Okay, when I feel that I am doing those things, I know I'm in subconscious mind, I'm in the bottom of my pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
And the secret for me to get out of it, first to recognize it that it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
I And the next thing I do is I become curious. I take a deep breath. Oh, I wonder what's going on right now. I wonder what is making this emotions. What am I thinking right now? Right? And when I start going into curiosity, asking myself questions, or one of my favorite questions ever is, what can I do right now so I can be proud of myself later? What can I say? What can I do right now to be proud of myself later? It's my favorite
Mm-hmm.
question.
Mm-hmm. That's a great one. I
And when
agree.
I do that, the answer will come to me because I know when I'm curious, emotion will subside and all
Yeah.
of a sudden I can function again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing because I don't want to live my life in a pirate mode. I want to be in captain mode. I want to be Captain Olga, who is standing up straight and powerful and who can get things done
Yeah. And run the show. You
and
are
run
running
the
the show.
show.
Yeah, I this is something that whenever I started doing my mindset practice a few
Yeah.
years ago, my practice of meditation and
Mm,
understanding the mind and everything in my awareness is that most people, they're unaware, and so
yeah.
they live their lives in what's called autopilot or
Autopilot.
monkey mind because
Yeah.
it's the primitive side, and they're not even aware, like you just said.
Hmm.
Everything and all circumstances and events and everything happening in the day-to-day life
Yeah.
is what is dictating what they're doing and how they're experiencing life. Like
Hmm.
everything external, not the be curious, what is the emotion I'm experiencing right now? Like some people, like they just they blow that off thinking, well, that's ridiculous, but they
Yeah.
don't understand how it is really, it's autopilot, and they don't
Hmm.
actually have control of their life or their thoughts or their behaviors
Yeah.
at all. and
Yes.
they think they do because they've got the subconscious mind, the crew running the show,
Yes.
but it's a place of frustration because they actually
Yes.
don't, and there's a lot of insecurity there, and that's where all that
Yes.
comes up.
And anytime I'm insecure, I also know that I'm in automatic mode. I'm
Oh,
on the bottom of
absolutely.
that pyramid. I am making my worst case scenarios in my head.
Yeah, the
I'm allowing
stories.
my pirates just run the show. But if you imagine that ship, right, my pirate ship in the ocean without the captain, if my captain, I allow my captain just to take long naps and just sleep all the time and plan something far away from the crew, then my ship is just doesn't have any direction. It's kind of like all over the place in the waves, and it can end up on the shore
It's in
ruined,
chaos. It's in
and I don't even
chaos.
know where I'm going, where
No,
I've
we're
been,
yes, right, right.
and
They're in a
I'm
storm, like they're
yeah,
in storms, being
yes,
overtaken by the waves, and there's no
mhm,
direction. Like you said, there's no
yes,
direction. They're lost, and all
hmm,
they're doing is just being, you know, tossed around by all the external things in life rather
yes,
than taking the wheel and taking charge. So how can
hmm,
someone, like you said, I think you already meant, I think you already answered this, so we don't
hmm,
have to, but like, how can someone begin to recognize their subconscious mind is running the show? And the reason I say this is
hmm,
because what's funny is that the captain, our conscious mind, we say to ourselves,
hmm,
oh, I got to do this. I need to do that. We
yeah,
know what we want to do.
hmm,
And one of the things that I always, share is like the hard part is remembering to be
hmm,
aware, like pay
yes,
attention. It's
yeah,
hard to pay attention. You got to like always be paying attention. So,
yeah.
how can someone begin to recognize when their subconscious mind is running the show? And I think you kind of mentioned that, but can you kind of just throw out some ideas to be like in general, most women,
Yeah.
or how do you recognize that?
So, number one thing, thank you for that question. How can you recognize? Awareness is the key. It's number one step. If you're not getting what you want in life, if you're saying, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this, and you're just spinning the wheels and you're staying stuck, that means this, your subconscious is running the show. And most people, because we don't know better, nobody taught
Right.
us,
Yeah.
we live in that subconscious mind. If I find myself being emotional, judgmental over other people or myself, or I'm rolling my eyes, I know I'm in subconscious mind, because my conscious mind is curious, clear, concise, and knows what it wants, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So really taking a pause when I'm listening to my mind spinning stories. Oh, it's too hard. Oh, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I need to sleep more. I didn't sleep so well, and I literally, my alarm goes off and my subconscious mind is awake telling me to stay in bed because it's so comfortable.
What
I
about I like that example. Let's talk about a couple. I was thinking about an example just now
yeah.
because I see this too. If someone is what's happening if someone is on their, they're working on their fitness and
Yeah.
they're working towards a fat loss goal,
Hmm.
body recomposition goal, and they have been working on this and they are in this, they get frustrated
Yeah.
because they feel like, well, nothing's happening. I'm working so hard. I'm doing all these
Mm-hmm.
things, and they
Mm-hmm.
get mad and then they just want to give up.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
can we do differently in this case? Because what's happening with the crew?
The crew is very frustrated because it wants to go back to the way we did things.
But
If,
there's no progress. They're not this person isn't noticing any progress. What's happening? Does that
yes,
make sense what I'm saying?
yes, there's no progress, and the crew is saying it's not working, this plan is terrible, and I'm not enjoying life. And
So
there's
what
a
would the
lot of
captain
stories.
say?
So
What is the captain
the
saying?
captain would say, the captain would say, what can I do right now so I can be proud of myself later? First of all, I want to stop listening to all those stories and redirect my mind into something that is positive. When I'm changing a habit, number one thing, I want to tell my pirates, my crew, how proud I am of them and go into that workout with a smile on my face. When I first started to exercise, I remember waking up at 5 a.m. I came downstairs like day after day, and I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, ugh, totally in a pirate mode. What am I? And the story was, what am I doing? I can't believe I got so fat again. I'm looking in the mirror, I'm judging, I'm picking up my weights and just, ugh. And then I realized I am just judging myself. If I'm doing that, it's if you imagine a person outside of yourself standing next to you and telling you all those things, you would be like, get away from me. You don't want that type of person. What you want is to have a cheerleader, someone who says, oh my gosh, you got up on time. You said you're going to do it and you're doing it. What an amazing girl you are. I'm so proud of you.
And I do believe that, and I've always, I say always, for the most part, since I've been coaching, I
Yes.
very much love to motivate in that way, but not from like like a toxic positivity. Like, let's just put a smile on our face and get in here and do the thing, because that's very annoying. And like, don't do that to me. I'm not in the mood for that. I need the captain that says, "Hey, girl, let's look at the data. Let's be
Mm-hmm.
honest.
Yes.
You didn't get to this point overnight. You're not
Yes.
going to reach your goals overnight. And
Yes.
also, have you been consistent? How often are you actually showing up to your workouts? And how
Yes.
often are you actually preparing your foods and hitting your
Mm-hmm.
goals on a daily
Mm-hmm.
basis?" Like, that's the
Yes.
captain speaking, because the captain is going to say, "Hey, let's talk about the data. We
Mm-hmm.
don't need to get all dramatic."
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean?
Totally. I think that everyone has a different approach, and we all need a little bit different thinking and what works for us. Because I was such a critical person in the past, there was nothing I could do for me to be proud of myself. It was always, even on the test, I would get 98%. Why not 100? If I passed something well, I would be stressing myself out about something else. There was nothing ever was good enough for my captain. And my pirates were just a little drunk and overweight and eye rolly. So for me, when I dropped that, I decided and I promised myself that I will treat myself with kindness and compassion at all times. And it doesn't mean that I'm going to go on a binge of some sort and just eat whatever I want. No, I am going to nourish myself and I'm going to talk to myself with kindness. And I do a lot of self motivation and kind self talk, a lot,
Absolutely.
to be in that compassionate space where my pirates feel encouraged.
And I think what you're speaking to here is understanding that most of us end up in this place
Mm-hmm.
where we're constantly striving for something that does not exist, which is perfection.
Yes. Yes.
And
Thank
so
you,
the
Anna.
perfection is, yeah, because the perfection is this thing that we are striving for. And the more we strive for it, the
Mhm.
further down and the further stuck we are, because it doesn't exist. And so we can't even appreciate what
Mhm.
we are able to show up for, what we can
Yeah,
do rather than what we can't
exactly.
do.
Yeah.
And I think that plays a big role, and especially women who are high achieving. I know this for
Mm,
myself. I believe that my personal transformation and all that I've accomplished has come down to this one very big key. A lot of it
mm,
has come down to this one key, and that is that I don't have to have it all figured out. I
yeah.
can still take actions. And it's
Mhm.
all one big experiment as far as I'm concerned. And as a nurse, you know, when we experiment with things, it's this scientific method where here's what we are hypothesizing.
Yeah.
Now let's put our plan into place. Now let's conduct this experiment. And then we get through the experiment and we say, did it happen or did it not? What do we
Mhm.
need to do? What are the variables we need to change next time? Collecting data all
Mhm.
along the way. This is like this is a huge thing for me personally and how I try to coach women, because this takes away the guesswork. You are guessing in the beginning, right? Because you are hypothesizing, but you
Mhm.
have nothing to go off of unless you accurately, honestly can collect data along the way.
Mhm.
And so when you collect it and you get to the end, it's like, this isn't about being perfect anymore. This is all about feedback. This is
Yeah.
all about not failure, but feedback. Did this
Mhm.
experiment fail? No, it gave
Yeah.
you feedback. So
Yeah.
you can make adjustments and do something, take one variable and change it. Or
Yes.
did it? Did it effectively do what you wanted to do? Great.
Mhm.
Keep doing that. So the perfection piece, though, keeps women from actually taking action, because they feel a lot of times there's different things, but one of them is they feel like they need to have the plan that they know is going to perfectly work,
Oh, yeah.
or the why not, then never mind. I'm not even going to
Mhm.
attempt. They
Yes.
don't want to fail, because
Mhm.
failure makes them feel like they messed up, like something's wrong with them, right?
Mhm.
Rather than it's okay. I think one of the breakthroughs the women that I see working with have all the time is that giving themselves permission to show up imperfectly. Just do it imperfectly. You
Mhm.
can't mess up if you don't quit, but
Mhm.
you can't win or accomplish anything if you don't start. If you don't start.
Yeah.
But I think the point that I'm trying to make here is that perfection holds women back and keeps them stuck when it doesn't even exist. And we're
Mhm.
so worried about what other people think and even what we think of ourselves if we quote unquote fail.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the reason why I said, okay, I can be the biggest cheerleader for myself,
Mhm.
but I know that my mind works well when I understand what's happening.
Totally.
And so I like the data piece of it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to just be a cheerleader. Ha ha ha. I could cheerlead you all day long doing the same strategy every day, getting you no results. You see
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm
So
not talking about a rigid, strict captain that's going to be mad at you if you don't do it perfect. I'm talking about the captain that's like saying, "Hey, let's be let's be scientific about this. Let's clinically
totally.
look at this. Let's look
Yes.
at this from a clinical perspective.
And you
What's
being
really happening?"
curious,
Yeah,
right?
curious. Yeah.
You need to be, because you're captain, curious, right? So one thing that I really loved that you pointed out is being that strict captain or mad captain if something doesn't work out, and being that cruel,
Yes.
a cruel voice inside of your
Yeah.
head. And
Right.
many women don't want to try, they don't want to start something because not that they're afraid to fail, they are afraid, what will it mean about me
What does it mean?
when I fail, and also how will I treat myself
Mhm.
when I try again and fail.
Mhm.
And for them, just a thought of, oh, I'm trying this new thing and I'm gonna fail again, is whew, like, I even feel a lot of emotions just thinking about my old self and how I felt when I was trying something new, and how scary that was. It takes a lot of courage,
Takes courage, yeah.
so much courage to say, "Hey Anna, can you help me with this? I am
It takes so
stuck.
much courage.
I
Yes.
am stuck and I'm spinning my wheels and I'm trying workouts. I'm trying to eat healthy, but nothing is happening.
Yeah.
And it feels like I'm running in water and maybe like sand up to my knees."
Yeah.
And
It takes
having,
courage
yeah,
for sure.
having someone who will talk you through why it's important to you and develop that clear plan, clear picture, and help your captain develop. Because going back to subconscious and conscious mind, and we discussed how most people live in that subconscious mind and
Yeah.
autopilot, it takes time to develop that captain. It takes time to develop that relationship where subconscious and conscious can trust again, because of all the damage that was done. And Not saying that for us to feel bad about the damage that we've done. We all have done it. It's
Sure.
more, what are we going to do about it now that you know
Mhm.
about this relationship?
Yeah. So, with that said, I think this is a great segue into like what are some like really some practical
Hmm.
tools, some practical strategies for bringing the subconscious into alignment with the conscious mind, with what the conscious mind says.
Yes.
Where do we go from here? I know you say recognize it, be aware, but what are some
Mhm.
practical tools? Do you have some to share?
Yes. I love to talk about that inner critic and the judge Judy, right? Some people see it as a big bad monster that they're afraid of, that's inside of their mind. But I really like to see that monster as a piglet from Winnie the Pooh. Remember Piglet? She would
Yeah.
get in the bed and under the blanket and she's shaking. She's like, no, I don't want to do that. Let's stay home. Let's stay home. Let's not give that speech because they're going to say that we don't know what we're talking about. Right? Because that's what your subconscious mind is really doing. It's trying to protect you
Okay, keep you
and help
safe.
you
Yeah,
be safe. If
right.
I'm having that knot in my stomach before I'm going to speak somewhere, I can tell myself, like, it's okay, Piglet. I know that's scary, but I want to do it because it's so important for me to share this message with women who are stuck, who are struggling right now.
Mhm. And then what?
And when you're doing something new, just really recognizing this is new, I'm going to have a lot of resistance and I'm going to have that constant voice telling me to stop.
That's normal. That's all. We have
So
to recognize
normal.
that that's normal to have that,
Yes.
but nothing changes if
Nothing
nothing
changes.
changes.
Yes, you just do it anyway. Like
Do it scared.
when I wake up in the morning and my mind goes, oh, this is like 5 more minutes, or let's snooze, or whatever it is that's happening right now, I will say, my captain, I'll go into captain mode on purpose and I'll say, feet on the floor, smile on your face, let's do this thing. I get up, I put my clothes on, and I'm proud of myself at that moment. And my crew is with me, and we walking into my office where I have my setup for my workout. And then my crew shows up and says, let's do 20 minutes because we don't have time and we kind of sore from day before. And
Mhm.
I will say, nope, we are going to do the whole thing and we're going to meditate because we want to feel good. We want to show up in our life as our best self.
Yeah.
And again, smile on my face and I go through the motions. And sometimes there's so much resistance in the beginning, but I, on purpose, I am captain. I will stand up straight, take deep breath, and go with it. And that
So the practical tool is the self-talk.
self-talk and be go into the captain mode on purpose, because if you don't do it on purpose, you're gonna stay in the pirate mode. You're gonna make
Okay.
excuses because pirates have a lot of resistance. Any change means unsafe.
So the key here is to just be mindful and be in the captain
Hmm.
position.
Yes, and take a deep breath and
But how do
stand up
you
straight.
yes, but how do you separate that from how do you separate this idea of being in the captain position
Hmm.
from white knuckling something? Gonna do it. Does that make sense? Because that
Yes.
feels so tense.
Mhm. Yes.
That feels resistant in itself. Like,
Hmm.
how is that helpful? To me, that feels like hard. I don't want to be the captain because that's white knuckling it. I
If
feel like there's a way that we got to train the
yes,
crew.
totally. So any new habit, and this is what we need to do in the beginning. At some point I would not have to even say anything, my body will just move because it becomes my habit. Like, remember how most of us drive a car, right? Remember your first time getting in the car
Right.
and the instructor said, okay, this is, maybe you have manual car that you drove, imagine all the fun pedals and all the shifts that you needed to do. And at the same time, you needed to look at all of the mirrors and go slow.
Mhm.
and pay attention. And you were like, how would I ever do this? Because there's so much. And now you probably get in your car, drive to the grocery store, and then you like, how did I get here? I don't remember. Because your
Right.
subconscious mind was driving, not your captain. And subconscious mind is beautiful. It does so many things for me. I love it. However, if I want to make a change, I have to go into captain mode. And I know that all learning is subconscious. All learning is subconscious. I need to be on purpose in the captain mode and learning new behavior over and over again with feeling resistance, but I'm showing up and I'm showing up proudly in the captain mode. And I say, good job when I'm done and stand up straight. That's one of the big keys for me.
Stand up straight.
So you can take a deep breath and really be a captain. And
Yeah.
then after a while, it becomes a habit. You will look forward to your workouts. You will be working out, feeling all your muscles in your body, and you'll be like, I'm such a badass.
Mhm. So it's becoming the captain, staying in the captain's seat, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it doesn't feel comfortable,
It
right?
won't in the beginning.
And then you just keep showing up, not
Mhm.
perfectly,
Yes.
and it's retraining the crew when you do that.
Mhm.
That's how we
Exactly.
retrain and create a habit, one
Mhm.
habit at a time.
Yes. One habit at a time. Please don't make the crew do all the different things. Imagine how frustrating if you're the crew and your manager comes and says, oh, we're changing our computer software, and instead of 7 o'clock I want you to come in at 8:30,
Mhm.
and now your lunchtime is moving, and all of the things.
I know. And before you walk in
You'll
the
be
door,
like,
take off your shoes,
yeah,
and then
I'm
when you
quit.
come in, I
I'm
want you
quitting.
to
Yeah, like I'm done. I'm out of here.
So I think another just another practical thing, and I think we probably should go ahead and wrap this up. I don't
Yes.
want to take any more of your time. But I think another thing that I like to encourage is starting your day intentionally, because too
Yes.
many of us just get out the door. Like we just go
Mhm.
on the whole autopilot mode, the
Mhm.
things that we normally do. And if we don't take just a few minutes in the morning to be intentional about how we want the day, how do we want to feel at the end of the day?
Mhm.
What do we want to, how do we want to show up today?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
is our overall theme for today? Like
Yeah.
these kind of things. Because I think when we do that, it sets us up. We're already looking at the roadmap of the day. We know where we're starting and we know where we want to end. But
Mhm.
without that intention, without having the captain taking a look at the navigating and all this,
Mhm.
then we're just on autopilot. So I love starting the day, even if it's just 3 minutes, to just stop everything and think about how you want to show up as the captain today is a tool.
Anna, yes. And I would encourage every woman out there, and you're going to have a lot of resistance when you hear this. I'm going to encourage all the women, especially moms. And if you're in any type of caregiver role, please have a morning routine in your captain mode, because that will change everything for you when you take time to take care of your crew, your body, your own needs before people needing you and asking you for things. And taking that time, it could be 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. An hour is my favorite. I wake up at 4 a.m. and it's my favorite part of my
Oh, I
day
love that. I love
because
being first thing in the morning. Yes.
it is my time,
Yeah,
all the
nobody can
time.
take it.
Yet I don't even let my dogs out. I
Yeah.
literally just sneak out into my office. I put on my little special lamp, and I'm so excited because
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
Yeah. But Olga, also just to release some people from the, they're a caregiver or they're a
Hmm.
mom with children, all that stuff, to release them from the perfection here too, because
Yeah,
morning routine, saying that conjures up all kinds of ideas.
yeah,
I have this checklist for us for a morning routine. I need to first do this, 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 this. My routine is this,
yeah,
like, 5 a.m. this, 5:10 this,
yeah.
5:30 this, and I think if we get into that mode, then that also can set us up for failure because things can
Yeah,
interrupt.
of
Things can
course.
happen
Yeah.
too. But I see what you're saying. Like have a routine, have something. And that's why I'm like,
Mhm.
start your day with intention, how you want to show up today.
Yes.
And yeah, I agree with that. It's just like morning routine. You know, you see this all over social media. Like, this is my morning routine. And like people sharing it, and everybody feels like they have to have a perfect morning routine.
Yeah.
And it's not. If you already know where you're going, you
Hmm.
can take aligned action throughout your day
Yes.
rather
Yes.
than a checklist. And
Yes.
just because you're busy and you think at the end of the day, I did all these things, but
Hmm.
I don't feel accomplished because you didn't have an actual outcome that you wanted to take a lion action in. So same thing with morning routine.
Hmm.
This the intentions behind showing up, how you want to show up today, what the
Yeah.
outcome for the day is, you know, to
Yes.
show up for people, to show up for yourself as the captain and all that.
Yes. And be
But going
prepared for the pirates. Be prepared.
because they do
So
come back.
they
And
will
some
always
pirates,
be there.
you can train most of your pirates, but sometimes there's still going to be pirates that come up that
Always.
you didn't know. Like, oh, well, there's a pirate.
Yes. Or Piglet will come and say, "No, this is scary. I'm not doing this." And
Let's talk
redirection
about.
it.
I
Yeah.
want to talk about one big thing before we go, having to do with
Yes.
our conscious mind and subconscious mind. And I don't know. I don't want to just make this so simple. But what if a woman is stuck in a cycle of starting
Mhm.
over?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what is this first step of breaking free from that pattern?
Well, first is to set a vision of what do you want and why do you want it. And I love pen put to paper time
Mm-hmm.
where you sit down and really write out what you want, why you want it, and find the why behind the why. It's even asking myself why 5 times. It's one of the exercises that I do.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I want to lose weight.
Why?
Why? Because I want to fit in my clothes.
Why?
Why? Because I want to
Yeah.
be comfortable.
Yep.
Why? Because I want to maybe
I don't want to think about how I
like,
look or feel like,
yes,
right? That's a good
like I want
reason.
to move without feeling fat rolling on my body. Why? Because I want to be proud of who I am. So my first why was I wanted to feel better in my clothes, but when I would go deeper into why, the that answer would be different. It would be something personal. For me, it's like I want to be proud of who I am, who Olga is. I want to see photos of myself and be excited instead of ashamed and saying, "Oh, delete that. I don't look good."
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah, it goes
So
deeper.
that
Yeah, it always
that
goes deeper the more you ask why.
yes, and
So
doing
so
it
the
on your
why.
own, yeah, doing it on your own is so hard. I highly encourage you to participate in any free challenges with Anna so she can help you get that road plan. You
Yes.
don't have to sign up for anything, but just participate in her free challenge. So
Yeah.
she can help you understand what is your why behind the
This is
why.
not sponsored.
It's not.
Thank you,
I love
Olga.
Anna. And then second step, if you choose to do it on your own and you just want to listen to podcasts and being inspired from Anna from far away, that's fine too. She inspires me from far away all the time. The next thing is what one thing that I'm going to change. One, it cannot be all of the things. One thing, one habit, choose what it is. For me, it was wine drinking. I had to stop wine drinking. I needed to kick it out of my life because as I was drinking alcohol, and I know many of you do, and we tell ourselves, oh, I just love red wine, blah, blah, blah. That red wine stopped me from being in a captain mode and put me in the autopilot and a shame spiral all the time.
Yeah,
I would tell
absolutely.
myself one thing and then do another thing, and then I would feel ashamed, and then
Yeah.
I would drink more wine, and that was my cycle. And I
It's
wasn't
like,
drinking all the time.
yeah.
I'm a highly successful woman.
Right, right.
I have
Oh,
family, I have career, and all of it is thriving. But that wine drinking handicapped me. And that was my first habit. So, what is it for you? But find right support. Go to Anna. She will help you.
Yeah, saying that just reminds me of how many of us women, high achieving, we've had many accomplishments in our lives, and yet we struggle in this area of our health and our
Hmm.
fitness. And it
Yeah,
feels very disempowering because we're powerful in so many other areas of our life.
yeah.
We feel shame to ask for help, which
Hmm.
that help is actually going to empower you because
Hmm.
we're not expected to know, like, no, I'm not expected to know how to, overhaul my engine in my car. I take that to somebody who knows how to do that. I ask for help. And just because you have had all these accomplishments and you are a powerful woman, there is a lot of power in asking for help, setting aside the ego, putting those
Hmm.
pirates aside and letting the captain say, you know what, we're going to get some help now. And, whether you get help from me as the coach, which I would love to guide and help you step by step,
Hmm.
um, or you hire another coach, that is like you're giving yourself the best opportunity to
Yeah.
succeed in your health and your fitness. So
Hmm.
that's something I do see a lot. Women think, well, I know enough. I know
Hmm.
enough.
Yeah.
But they keep staying stuck in this cycle
Yeah.
where they are not getting any results.
Hmm.
They're staying stuck.
Yeah.
But they feel in their mind, well, I should know how to do this. I'm smart,
Yeah.
but they're not. But if nothing changes, nothing changes, and there's no shame in asking for help. And actually, it is the wise thing to do, to seek counsel, to seek help. um
Yes, most successful people ask for help. They ask
yes,
for shortcuts. And my whole career in nursing, I would say, show me how to do it. Help me understand why I'm seeing what I'm seeing with my patients so I can make better decisions later. I never went in and I'm
absolutely.
like, I'm just going to win it.
Right,
How dangerous is
right.
that? But we do it
Yeah,
with our own health and
we
with our own
do.
fitness all the time. Having someone who can hold my hand through the challenging time, because beginning of transformation, changing those habits with all the resistance, and that relationship, repairing that relationship between my captain and my crew, establishing those habits, that's hard work.
It's hard.
Anyone who's done it will tell you it's so hard, but it's the best work you can
Best.
ever do for yourself, because you will be so proud when you actually doing the things that you said you're going to do.
You've said this many times, and I know it's been a long episode, but so much value in this conversation, I believe. You said you want to be proud of yourself. You have said that so many
Mhm.
times throughout this podcast
Yes.
episode, and I think that that's so valid and so true. And what happens is women are so worried
Mhm.
about what everybody else thinks that
Yeah.
they never are proud of themselves. Back up a little bit. Let me
Yeah.
see you clearly. You look blurry in the camera. I don't know why. There we go. Coming slowly. But to be proud of yourself, that is beautiful.
Hmm.
You are uniquely you. There is no other you in this world. And the only way to improve on you is to love yourself, is
Hmm.
to get curious. You see, real and true love and compassion for yourself is to be curious and keep
Hmm.
on learning about yourself.
Yes.
We have to self-discover. That's love, right? When you love somebody, you spend time with them because you want to
Yes.
get to know them.
Yes.
You want to love yourself, spend time with you,
Hmm.
get to know these pirates in your mind, get to
Hmm.
know the captain that wants to be in charge and
Yeah.
knows, in your heart what is good for
Hmm.
you. Trust that. You can be proud. And the whole thing with being proud, like, is also like being happy, right? And I know Tony
Hmm.
Robbins talks about this. I think it is like, but you know what? What brings that happiness?
Hmm.
Progress. Progress brings joy and happiness.
Yeah.
There is no progress in staying stuck and being scared and never doing anything or never changing anything.
Hmm. Yes.
Nothing there. But I love that you said to be proud. To be proud, you must take courageous action
Hmm.
to make some changes and understand it's not your fault. We have a
Yeah.
subconscious mind and we have a conscious mind. So now that you know, you have a responsibility to learn more about yourself and learn more about how you think.
Yes. Because spending our, I want to add to your thought, it was so you said it so beautifully. being proud of yourself. And really imagine spending your whole life living in shame and being ashamed of yourself. This is the opposite of being proud. This is where
Yeah.
I used to live. On some level, nurses say on the scale of 0 to 10, where you at? But I was ashamed of not doing the things, not losing the weight, and feeling stuck, and questioning myself, what's wrong with me, and judging myself harshly. And I was fed up with that, and I needed change. And that's why I decided I am going to figure it out. I'm going to figure out my mind, and I will develop life and lifestyle and get to know myself, like Anna said, and find a way where I can be proud of myself. And baby steps. It's not going to happen overnight, and it's hard work, but it's the best work you can ever do. Because
And it's
looking
not,
back, like if you're 95 years old and you laying on your deathbed, look back at your life. Imagine yourself for a second there. This is your last day on earth. You
yeah.
looking back and imagine a life where I was stuck and I decided to spend my life being ashamed of myself and not taking the actions. And then imagine you're 95 and you're looking back at your wonderful life, and you're looking at it with curiosity and reflecting on all the things you've done, all the people you met, and you're proud of yourself. How good does that feel?
Feels good.
Yeah.
Feels good. Do something to make yourself proud today.
Yes. Yes.
Olga, thank you so much for being on the show again today. You are a nurse coach. Is there some place online that people can find you if they want to follow you?
Yes, you can connect with me on Facebook, and I'm on Instagram as well, but Facebook, and you can reach out to me on Messenger.
Okay.
And I
And are
am
you
also
still
going to be I'm also going to be a surprise guest in
Oh,
Anna's challenges.
oh, you are.
So
You
if
know
you
what?
want
You're
to
actually
connect
going to
with me,
be. This is great. No, this is so good. When this episode drops, I'm glad you brought that up because when this episode drops, it's going to be Monday, September 29th.
yes.
And we're starting a new 6 week strength training program inside of Rock That Fitness. We're also kicking off with our new members that just joined this past
Mm,
week. So, woohoo, 2 new Rockstar ladies in Rock That Fitness. And so, yes, right, we're not doing open enrollment right now. However, if you have been on the fence and you still want to come in and join Rock That Fitness,
mhm,
please reach out to me and I will find a way. We will work a way to make it happen. And the reason I'm saying that is based off of what you're saying, Olga, because what we're going to be doing here inside of Rock That Fitness the next couple of weeks is she's going to be coming into our coaching calls.
yay!
We've got some great stuff she's going to cover, helping us go deeper and applying this to ourselves with the conscious
Mhm.
mind and subconscious mind. And then next episode, I think we're going to be talking about something else. So I'm not going to mention
Yes.
it. We're just going to leave
Yay!
it there like a little cliffhanger. But Olga, thank you so much, girl. I love you. Thanks for being on the show today.
Oh,
So,
thank you, Anna. I love you too.
yes, rock on.